Good evening. This is the Elliott wave update for the S&P 500 for Thursday, October 28th, 2021. Well, they came, they saw, the market moved lower, then it paused. Today was an interesting day. The S&P did manage to get up and, in my opinion, create a new all-time high. Let me just fix that because I screwed that one up. Created a new all-time high, and I'll show you how. If you remember that this one, which is 45.90, which is basically the tail of that new high. But when I put this on a line chart, you can see that 88 is actually the high. And then today, the tail got up to 45.89.75, but the close of that bar was 87.75. So that basically leaves that as the high on an orthodox basis, on a closing basis. But if we were to look at just the basic candle, which is what I trade with, we almost, because this was 89.75. So if I really want to go against this being the high, I would say it almost reached to a new high today. And equaling it to me is still a very strong possibility that this completed the B wave. Now, I'm not going to call that yet. I've marked it. So bear with me. I've marked it, but I haven't taken off the other levels in case this irregular B wave continues to want to go up. Again, as I demonstrated or showed in my update for the NASDAQ, tomorrow is Friday, so it's an expiration Friday. It's a weekly expiration. There are a lot of positions that go off the boards in Apple, in Amazon, in Google, in Microsoft, in many of the Titan stocks that are a part of Tesla in particular, which are a part of the S&P 500. I wanted to basically, what I did is I showed the prices here in Tesla. And these are all the options. They expire tomorrow. These options go way back. So this goes prior to the stock launching higher. And you can see there are quite a few. This is like the October 700 calls of almost 2,500 open interest and 450 traded today. Leave some. So a lot of stock becomes available on both long side and the short side. So there will be a lot of adjustments. And as the stock moves up or down, and as for a fact right now, as we come into the opening of blowbacks, the stock is trading at 1085 and offered at 86. That's already up $9. So, and here's why. There's a lot of stock that's going to come into play. Now, let's just look here. Look at this. 25,000, 56,000, 55,000, 25,000, 155,000 October, 1,100 calls traded, with the open interest coming in today only being 31,500. Lots of new positions being opened up right there. Now, what they're being played off again, where they're being hedged, it makes no difference. I'm just telling you, I'm looking at the volume, and the expiration is tomorrow. So much of it will be traded in and out of during the day, but this stock is going to be volatile because it's going to move up as it's doing right now. And that could take us right back up to new all-time highs in our subsequent indexes, one being the S&P 500. If they continue to move Amazon higher as it recovers off of its earnings disappointment, that will force the index higher. And here, let's just say we're 12 points away from that all-time high. That's pretty easy for the S&P to recover. So this May have been very premature, but I put it there because it really does count out that way. It counts out pretty much like this could be done. It's not the best 5 waves up, but it is 5 up. That is the way it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Done. This ends up being the 4. This could be the 5. That's why I put it there. But what if it's only 1 of 5? Okay, this just extends forever. And it's quite large now, so I'm not the happiest with the degree in which I'm trying to count it. So, but I'll live. The point being is that we can't put this as the top. I know I labeled it. That's my hope, that we have reached our top. We'll see. Tomorrow may bring about that situation where, due to expiration and everything else, while we may not have anything else to really kind of pull bullish factors from, the fact that this stock, the Tesla, is going up may have nothing to do with Tesla as a company and everything to do with Tesla's options expiration and positions that traders have. So stay on your toes. The S&P still carries a strong possibility. I cannot take away that probable scale and the weighting. Now, whether it actually makes to 46.17, that's not so much out of the picture. If they really push, but whatever the reason is, makes no difference. We don't care why, it just could happen. Then getting up there is going to be quite a run. But getting up to 46.18, 46.20, is that so impossible? I don't think so. I don't think so. Not when the stock basically is trading at 45.77 right now. It is basically 40 points. And I think that the S&P can certainly rally 40 points without a whole lot of trouble. So, but should we, and here's the other point. Coming off, we didn't break. We broke the 8, we went back and took the 8 back, got back to the 8. Let's see if I can just bring this more focus. Good. We broke the 4, broke the 8, came back up, got back above the 8, and now started glowbacks, came back, touched it, but we're resting right above it. So they're not willing to take the market too much lower. But moving lower, we're going to get a signal. If, of course, if the 1 hour 8 breaks, then we should start to get a little bit quicker move. Then we have the 20 at 45.69, and then we have the 50 at 45.64. Both are important. They're very close together. If it breaks the 20 and the 50 holds, then we'll get a turn. If it breaks the 20, then breaks the 50, we're headed lower. There'll be profit taking taking place, and it's like being moved, we're moving out. And then we're likely going to break below that. And this, if we have not gone up and created in the high, this will remain in place as being the high, as being the completion point. If it starts to break below 45, 43, 44. So it's not all that far from current levels that we're going to get more firm support that a high is in, or firm support that the high is yet to come. So, moving up, it doesn't have all that much to go before it's in new high territory. And then we will be able to determine how far, but every step that it gets puts in a new all-time high, and that could complete the sequence. We just have more resistance points up above there, and we could continue to put them in for upside moves. In fact, I've got it, and I'm just going to now put in for what if indeed we still have more to go in terms of a 5th wave. I will just throw some up there again to the validity of where it could go. We have 4,600 up there, and then let's just take a peek. We have again that overlap about 4620. Then we have some additional 4624. So these are all in line. These are not bad. And that's just would be if this is still in a 5th wave in process. breaking below 45.69 negates. Then we're hunting down the 20, and we could easily break that. So that negates this, and we'd start breaking below. So not too bad. It was tradable, but it's not the easiest one because things remain volatile, and I would suspect that they will. So stay on your toes, trade smart, trade according to your moving averages. Use the moving averages. You're going to bring them down to trade on a 5-minute chart. That I think is a good place to keep an eye on it. And then you're always going to you'll know what your moves are, and you'll be able to possibly play them better. You can balance it out against an hourly chart, where hourly points of support will be in terms of moving averages. But so you can see here, it broke the 8, it broke the 20, it broke the 50, and it just kept going. And it looked like it was going to head down to that 200, but then it stopped and it rallied back, and that's where it kind of sits. Right on a cluster of all the moving averages. You have the 4, the 8, the 20, and the 50, all kind of clustered together, having a talk. So tomorrow, trading, I believe, will be volatile still. We still have to digest these earnings. The market still has to travel around the globe, and each particular sector in terms of the Asian markets and then the European markets get to have their say about what they think against what's happening within their own markets. So by the time it gets back to us, if it's trading higher, then we know there's still very strong possibilities. If this was to be coming off, this is a 5-minute chart, 1, 2, 3, 4 is going up to, it's not up there yet, but here we are again, 45.80, that crosses 45.80, then I'm going to be pretty certain that we're now going to just keep heading higher, because my 5-minute chart kind of doesn't line up properly. If I take it out to the hourly chart, it's likely going to tell me the same story, but a little bit different fashion. Because this is just 1, 2, maybe 1, 4. There's a lot of little factors that could come in. I think that's actually the 4, but it's only 1, 2. So same deal. I'm breaking below 45.69. That's kind of a point where it shouldn't do it. At least it starts to seal the deal that the tops are in. Anyway, trade smart tomorrow. Trade according to the moving averages. Let them guide your trades, and then let Fibonacci, whether you put it on yourself in terms of retracements or extensions, to get lined up with where the market could possibly go. So have a good trading day tomorrow, and the next update will be on Sunday, October 31st.